Hey girl, hey. Well, happy Sunday to everybody. If you know me, you know I loves me a good Sunday, okay? So, I have to work today, but I think I'm gonna get out, do a little shopping, run some errands before I go to work. But I wanted to tell you, so I'm out on my back porch. Housekeeping day is tomorrow. Child, I couldn't find a space in my house that I didn't feel was junky because y'all be messy. And I don't need nobody talking no smack about my house because I take it personal. So I was like, well, let me just come on out on the back porch and do this video right quick. So a couple of housekeeping things before the video. This week, the link for the retreat will be up. I'm not sure which day. The promo will be circulating constantly on the Cleaning Q page as well as my Dr. Tasha page on Instagram, and I'm going to do a short on YouTube. There are only 80 tickets available, only 80. Okay, so y'all might want to run over there and get your tickets. Okay, so just saying that part. I'm doing this video because of a request, and it's going to be a kind of short video, but I'm doing it because of a request. Tomorrow's video on Monday Medical Moment is going to be a long video, and it's going to be a clincher. It's going to be, why are we dying in childbirth? Why are we dying in childbirth? And please watch it. If it doesn't involve you, if you're past your baby stages, you have daughters, you have nieces, you have friends, you have wives and girlfriends, it is so essential that you guys watch this, because not only am I telling you what's happening, I'm going to tell you why it's happening, and I'm going to tell you how to not be a victim of it, okay? So it is so important that it's just as important as Black women only. This video, run in here, have some notes, okay, and be serious about listening and hearing what I'm saying. It is that important, okay? So that is Monday Medical Moment. I think I'm gonna tape that later on this evening because I need time, and I want my thoughts to be nice, clear, and concise so you guys can understand it. Now, this video, oh, let me do another shout out to my sissy, Dane. You were right. You were right, Dana. You were right every step of the way. So, y'all, I will go. Everybody's talking about this Aritzia sweatsuit. So, first of all, I don't really do what the influencers say do. First of all, because that's really not my jam. Like, I like quality. I don't like trends, and I don't like what other people like, because half of them can't dress. You put the names on, but you can't dress. And this is no shade. Nobody's catching a stray. I'm just saying I don't follow anybody. So I've gone into the store at Aritzia to see what all the hype was about. I just never saw the quality. I just didn't see the quality. And I was just like, you can't get $200 for a sweatsuit from, let me run my tail to Zara or H&M, because I don't see it, right? And I don't mind paying. I just got to see the quality. And so my friend Dane, like basically my sister, we've been tight since age 19. She planned my wedding. Like, we have been through so much together. Like, that's my girl, right? And she does so much stuff for all of my companies right now because I can trust her. Love her to pieces, right? So Dane came down. Again, we had some business stuff to take care of. It was worth taking a trip to do this. And brought Nisi and aka Nadia, but brought Nisi with her, and they had the Aritzia sweatsuits on. So I was like, yeah, girl, I can't. Now, she got a different type of check, but I was like, because I don't ever see, but they were rocking it, and it was cute. I said, okay. So we go to the store. They don't have nothing in the size. They don't have nothing in the style. None of that. But I got online and got it immediately. So this is what I'm rocking. Thank you, Dana. The quality is there. I'm going to get a couple more colors. Not too many colors because this was high. But I'm going to get it. Anyway, okay, y'all. So today, I got a request. Let me put this up a little bit. Okay, so I got a request today. Well, not today. In the comments on one of the videos. I can't remember. But it was from a lady who was very kind to say, and it was hilarious because she's like, I'm in my 70s, almost 80s, and I still want to have sex, and you don't ever really direct the videos to me, blah, blah, blah. So this is directed because I'm sure it's not that many of y'all out there, but it's some of y'all out there. So I was like, well, the 40s got the Cougars, the 50s got the Thundercats. So what we gonna call these ladies in their 70s/80s? Because if you in your 90s, I need you to just sit down somewhere. I ain't got nothing for you. I don't want no trouble. I don't want nothing getting hurt down there. I don't want your family coming in. I ain't got nothing for you if you're in your 90s. I'm sorry. I just don't. But the 70s/80s, I said we gonna call them the Silver Lions. We're going to call them the silver lions, girl. So, once you are in that phase of your life, 9 times out of 10, I'm sure that, your menopausal symptoms as far as hot flashes and different things like that have for the most part resolved. What you're really probably left with at this stage in your life. And, sometimes it's really interesting because after a long lull, at this stage in your life, a lot of times women are left with a surge in their sex drive. The difficulty is their partners are either unable to perform, their partners have passed on to glory, they are divorced and never got back with anybody, or they are physically incapable of doing it. And I think that was the point with this particular person. Now, I will call her by name. I don't know it. Y'all be having these fancy names, saved and blessed, sexiness 2121. Miss Sarah, put your name down there so we could talk to you. But anyway, the point is, it's just that let's talk about at that particular age group what's going to be the thing to do. So most importantly in that particular age group is going to be making sure the area is lubricated, because the skin is thin. The skin is thin like parch paper, and well, can be. Everybody's is not. Like I said, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So people who have been consistently sexually active, this is still going to be the major thing for you, but maybe not as thin as somebody who has not been sexually active, okay? But lubrication is going to be a big deal, okay? Now, if you've watched me, if you know, first of all, I don't push or encourage anything that I would not use for myself, my parent, or anybody that I love. I don't just push things because people ask me to. If I don't believe in them, the answer is no. That's why you don't see me on a bunch of collaborations and this and this. If I collaborate with something, if I talk about something, it's because I trust it and I believe in it. Okay, I don't just sell y'all anything. That's why when I sell y'all something, y'all know y'all can buy. But I don't just sell y'all anything. So Wet Kitty is the lubricant that I recommend. It's the lubricant that I sell in my office. It is the lubricant that I encourage my patients to use. And anybody else that I care about, it is Wet Kitty. It does not cause vaginitis, yeast. It does not have an odor, a color. It is tasteless, odorless, colorless, all the stuff. It is not going to irritate the vagina, and it actually most mimics vaginal lubrication. You could actually put it on the inside of the vagina. You could put it on the lips of the vulva. You could put it everywhere down there. So if you are in this particular age group, the first and foremost thing that I recommend you do, outside of seeing his testing, because y'all be thinking that Willie Earl and Rufus ain't necessarily got nothing. Willie Earl and Rufus was hell in these streets in their 30s, 40s, and probably damn 50s too. Okay, maybe 60s, but whatever. So Willie Earl and Rufus was out there. They was out here. Okay, and so I still want you to be like, yeah, you been to the doctor, Rufus? What he said you got? How your diabetes doing? All the stuff. Ask them questions so we don't ever get too old to get information. They done tested you for that HIV. Make sure you ask Miss Sarah, okay, Miss Martha, Miss whoever. Make sure y'all asking, but make sure it's lubricated down there. Now y'all ain't got to tell Rufus or Willie Earl what's going on down there. You could just put it down there. Now they gonna probably know that ain't you, with all that lubrication and all that foolishness, but that ain't none of their business either. Okay, so it comes on a little dropper. You can put the dropper inside the vagina. You can use the lubricant outside. This is not an ad for Wet Kitty, although that's my girl. Shout out Allison, and I'll do an ad anytime you need me to, sugar. But this is really pertinent information about the lubricant that you use. It doesn't dry up. It won't get tacky or sticky. You don't start itching, none of that stuff, okay? And the way to start off is start slow and start small. So if Willie Earl needs to be patient, okay, if he don't want to be patient, find you a Rufus, find you a what's another older gentleman name? I don't know, but find you somebody who's going to be patient, okay? And if they need to start with fingers and kind of stretch things out a little bit and be slow. That first time, y'all may not be able to bust it down and bust the flow, and y'all may not be able to do that, okay, Miss Martha? Slow it down a little bit. Y'all might have to use some lubricant and maybe use a finger, kind of stretch things out a little bit. Once it gets comfortable, He knows just how far to go. He's kind of understanding what your cooch is doing. Then maybe you might want to go to a bigger finger, or maybe you might want to go to 2 fingers and kind of stretch it out and go a little bit slow. Okay, now Miss Martha, you might want to check and see if Rufus down there is blessed. If he blessed, take it slow. Go 3 fingers. Don't be rushing. If he want to go with Florence or the next thought on somewhere, let him do that until you ready. Okay, you got to protect your goods. All right, and slow it down a little bit. Just go slow. All right, it may not necessarily even be a situation where you're having intercourse for a minute, but as long as you're doing something, as long as you are deriving pleasure from it. Now if you're not deriving pleasure, girl, what you doing? Don't even do it if you're not deriving pleasure. But if you're deriving pleasure from it, it may not be actual intercourse with penis and vagina. It may be some other things. Oral sex. You're not new to this. You're not new to this because half y'all grandmothers been out here, great grandmothers and grandmothers been out here doing stuff now. Because everybody ain't bringing them Meals on Wheel cups and staying for an hour and a half. So some of our grandmamas and great grandmamas, they out here, but for some who need a little bit more direction, start small, start slow. Make sure you're lubricated well. Why? Because you won't have friction burns. You won't have lacerations because the skin is so thin. If it's not lubricated well enough, you're going to have some tearing and you're going to have some bleeding, even if it's fingers. Even if this is maybe you don't necessarily have somebody, but you want to be ready, or you have a somebody and you don't want to do all that. Yes, you can get a sex toy of some sort. And there are websites, or talk to your homegirls or talk to your daughters or granddaughters. I know that might be a little bit embarrassing for you, but you might be one of them, silver lions that's out. Y'all, you don't care. You don't care, and that's fine. But get a sex toy. Don't get nothing crazy, okay? Get a little small, little something, small little vibrator that will maybe bring pleasure, but more than anything will kind of stretch the area out a little bit. They say that topical or vaginal estrogen is good. I don't know that in this particular age group, I feel like it's a benefit because you have to use it for such an extended period of time before you see any small amount of change. And again, we have to also look at our medical conditions and what we have going on, because anything that goes into the vagina is a direct shot into the bloodstream. Although, let's be very clear, the concentration that goes into the vagina is so small. The concentration that goes into the bloodstream is so small, but it gets to a point where, do we really want to take any risk when we don't necessarily have to? And like I said, if you're like 70 and you're like, no child, I'm gonna be out here in these streets for at least another 15 years, then it might be worth it for you to do vaginal estrogen if you don't want to do all out and out hormone replacement. But if you do want to do all out and out hormone replacement, y'all know I'm a big fan of the bioidenticals. I don't really like the other synthetic hormone replacement. Bioidentical hormone replacement is that jam. It's my girl. I love it. I do it. My patients do it. I feel like it's like anti-age. It's just all that. But if this is not necessarily the age group for it, and you don't necessarily feel like you want to do vaginal estrogen, wet kitty all day. Officiallypleasured.com is the website. Officiallypleasured.com. It is the website. Please go and order it. If you're my patient, y'all already know. Y'all already got it if you're my patient. Don't even worry about it, but we do carry it at the office. So yeah, that's going to be my recommendation for my silver lions. Slow down, calm down. You can't do it like you used to, Meemaw. Slow down, start small, go slow, lubricate like you ain't never lubricated before, okay? And then slowly graduate up to where you're doing what it is you feel comfortable doing. But we still don't want to make you feel like at this age we don't need to know somebody's HIV status. We do. We need to know the trick status. We need to know the gonorrhea, chlamydia. Was he out there back in the day? Was there some syphilis involved? Make sure the syphilis has been treated. We want to know all that. So we still want to encourage you to make sure that you're seeing somebody's STD testing. And when you go to the gynecologist, tell them little young girls, mind your business. Mind your business. Draw the blood and take the cultures. Don't worry about what I need it for. Mind your business. Run me some numbers, okay? Now, they're going to talk about it at lunch, but not in a negative way. It's going to be like, girl, Miss Maddie came in here and said girl, Miss Maddie is outside. And it's going to be a kiki in a positive way, okay? In a positive way. So I hope this video helps somebody. Okay, it's just my little Sunday fun day before I hit these Atlanta streets with the C, streets. And then you guys can look forward to a very serious and detailed Monday medical moment. Why are we dying in childbirth? And I'm gonna give it to you straight, no chaser. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. Straight, no chaser. All perspectives, all aspects, but the goal is to keep us safe and alive. Okay, so happy Sunday, y'all. Get out here and enjoy this weather. Thanks, Dana, because I'm popping it in my little Aritzia situation. Not this, you know, it's all fancy or whatever, but it's cute. And I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Okay, thanks for checking in. Hey girl, hey.